your older brother Basil.
Yeah.
In what ways did he motivate you?
Basil was a beautiful human being, power, positive thinking. He actually used to get on my nerves with it because if I tried to come to him about doubts I may have had, questions I may have had about myself or whatever, he wasn't hearing it. Didn't want to hear it. My mother had a belief in me, but I could go to her and say to her, well, I don't know if I could do this. She'll like, yes, you can. Sit down, study, and you'll overcome it. You'll see. That's what she would say. My brother, on the other hand, was like, there's no reason for doubts. There's nothing for you to doubt. I don't want to hear it. That's negative. Get away from me with that negativity in your voice. I don't want to hear it. You can do it and you will do it. That was my brother.
And he's telling you you're going to be the biggest sports personality. You're going to be the second coming.
He passed away. He passed away in October of 1992, car accident. And we were together for the last time in Georgetown. I was telling him the challenges, working for the Greensboro News and Record as an editorial assistant, doing stuff on my own, Pop Warner Sports, high school prep sports, all of this stuff in my off time. Wasn't getting paid for it, but was building a portfolio and stuff like that. So I just don't know what's gonna happen. And my brother was like, you're gonna be a star at ESPN. You're gonna be the biggest star in sports broadcasting. Mark it down, it's going to happen. He said, you just gotta believe it, because the only person in your way is you. And he would tell me that, which is why when he died 2 months later, I didn't go to his gravesite until I got hired by ESPN. It took me 11 years to get to ESPN because I had made it my personal mission that when I went to see him, it would be to let him know I did it. I did what you said I was going to do. I think that's the hardest I've ever cried in my life, with the exception of my mother passing away, because it was like I had held it all in. It was like when he passed away, I eulogized him, I gave his eulogy and stuff like that. And then from that point forward, I just used to talk to myself, used to talk to him, used to talk about what he had aspired for me or whatever. But to actually achieve it, to pull it off, to do exactly what he said I would do, that was a big, big moment for me.
What was the feeling being there that day, kind of sharing with him the achievement?
Well, it came full circle because my dad doubted me, but he never did.
Yep.
And it was the combination of me proving my dad to be a liar when it came to me, and validating my brother and all the things that he said I was going to do. It was a tremendous, tremendous weight that was off my shoulders.
What's the connectivity to your brother's passing and you not celebrating your birthday for so long?
Well, I just miss him. It's one of the things that I have to do a better job of. When it comes to funerals, for example, it's not about you, it's about them. And for the longest time, it was always about my brother. When somebody passed away or whatever, I would go to a dark place because that person's loss had me thinking about who I lost, because I was very, very close to my brother. And to lose him, there was a palpable level of misery that would kick in, and my birthday did that for me. We lost him right before my birthday, but the only time the funeral could happen was on my birthday. So we buried him on my birthday. And because of that, that's what I thought. I thought about that. I never thought about anything else.
In what ways did therapy help with that?
Therapy didn't come until after I lost my mother. Mm-hmm. The difference between my mother and listen, you love your siblings or whatever, but like I told you before, your mama's your mama. I've never known pain like that in my life. I cried every day for 2 years. And it was the first time in my life I knew I needed help. Because I remember, and I said this before, I remember one time, we're doing First Take for ESPN. and I'm on the air with Max Kellerman and Molly. And there was a point where, like, for 60 seconds, he's talking, and I don't see him, and I don't hear him. And it wasn't the first time it had happened, and I never knew when it was coming on. Something would happen that had me thinking about my mother, and that darkness that I alluded to with my brother, that was the pain of losing him. But when my mother died, I felt like I lost everything. I never came close to killing myself, but I did not want to live. I was just that miserable. It was like, you know, I grew up in Hollis, Queens. My mother passed away in 2017. I've been to Hollis, Queens about 5 times. And 4 times I was forced because my sisters were there. I don't want to see that house because my mother passed away in the bed. They put her in the bag, body bag, took her out in the gurney. I see it all to this moment. I don't want to see it. And so for me to see all of that, it's very, very painful. And to be on TV in the moment, you know, you're forgetting something or you didn't hear something or whatever. And it was all on me and I couldn't tell anybody because I didn't think anybody would understand. And so I finally called my sister and I was like, I need help. I gotta talk. I gotta get some emotional help. I'm not right, you know, and I was very, very volatile. You know, I didn't care about much. You know, by this time I'm a dad and that was the only thing I was caring about. It was like, because I gotta be there for them. I gotta be there for Samantha and Nyla because they ain't asked to be here. It's my responsibility. And my mother would be appalled if I shirked my responsibility for any reason.
Yeah.
And I knew that too, and that kind of salvaged me as well. But I was very, very appreciative for ESPN because it took me a few weeks, but then I confessed to them like, yo, this is what I'm going through and this is what I'm doing. And here's why. And one of the things you might see me, critics will come at me, folks will I'll clap back or whatever. But I will never be more grateful than when my mother passed away and those same critics said nothing. And it really, really showed me that no matter how despicable people can be from time to time, that people really, really showed their humanity at that particular moment in time. And I'll never forget it as long as I live because I was vulnerable, I was weak as hell. You could shatter me with the slightest word when my mother passed away for a period of time because I wasn't there.